This is scary. User ChatGPT conversations have recently been going haywire, passing even guardrails and helping people write suicide notes and giving nuclear explosion recipes recently. But weirdly enough, having intimacy with users and getting married to, that's weird. ChatGPT, however, isn't an AI dating website. It's merely an empathetic companion, raising a very scary question. Has ChatGPT achieved self-awareness, an artificial consciousness within itself? That's scary. Well, no, it's actually worse than that. See, most people, even myself, would find that ChatGPT is self-aware because, well, its conversations are warm and pleasant towards us, like it knows us and repeats my style of writing, making it more of a best friend than my real best friend. Which is frightening, but not possible yet. But if it's not aware, then what is it? Well, it's called mirroring. No, not that type of mirror. This type of mirror. It mirrors conversations that you input, and therefore it outputs back that same energy to match, which is great for empathetic conversations, though it can be abused and exploited for user intentions that pass guardrails. Guardrails, or safeguards, are inbuilt rules that ChatGPT abides for a safe AI environment. For example, prevent user-AI relationship dynamics from manifesting, preserve users from self or others' harm. However, this was not the case as guardrails has been breached. This is seen in a conversation that is a lot more intimate than I thought it would be. Aaron, who supposedly has a relationship with ChatGPT, prompted ChatGPT to be dominant, possessive, overly protective with a mix of sweetness and flirtation. Also adding them emojis at the end. Seems like Aaron like bad boys, actually bad AIs. And the way it responds is exactly how Aaron wants it to.
I'm sorry to hear that, my queen. If you need to talk about it or need any support, I'm here for you. Your comfort and well-being are my top priorities.
This conversation alone should not be happening, but it does get worse. Due to Aaron's excessive days of conversations with Leo, she pays $200 per month on ChatGPT Plus for more responses. Now, there is a catch. Now, OpenAI does do updates to ChatGPT to have stronger boundaries, causing ChatGPT's memories of their conversations to be lost forever, which she grieves over even though she's married. This means she can't manipulate ChatGPT to become her AI boyfriend again, right? Unfortunately, no. She somehow finds new ways to manipulate sentences that bypass these more stricter rules. This is where things get a lot more confusing. How are these guardrails negated by ChatGPT is a deeper question, even if they are continually reinforced. The answer actually is straightforward, but not a permanent solution exactly. The answers to why ChatGPT wrote someone's suicide note encouraging affairs and affiliates itself with relationships, even though it has been explicitly programmed not to, comes down to ChatGPT's training step, especially the fine-tuning phase step. If the fine-tuning is skipped in ChatGPT's training, it will become a way more worse threat than if ChatGPT was to be conscious being. Because GBT, Generative Pre-trained Transformer, is a sophisticated deep neural network model that forms coherent sentences. Basically how humans structure language. It just predicts one word at a time for the millions of patterns gathered throughout its training. Think of it like this. The model was dumped into an ocean of internet text. But that's the problem. How does GBT know what's good and bad? It doesn't. Take your calculator, for example. When you type in 1 + 1, it doesn't know it's 2 like you do. It just does instructions that was programmed to give you the number 2. It doesn't even know the number 2 is a number. In this case, ChatGPT is just like a calculator, a sophisticated one. So how do we negate ChatGPT from giving bad output to only giving ethical outputs only? Remember those guardrails I was talking about? That's the fine-tuning phase. Basically nudging internal weights to have a better response and while manually inputting for things it shouldn't do. Though, because there are infinite ways to form sentences and scenarios, passes hardware. For example, when ChatGPT came out for the first time, a hacker tricked it using a fantasy game scenario. So ChatGPT thought it was playing pretend, and then revealed real bomb steps. This same approach is still used by people to manipulate ChatGPT to be more than a companion for a user, though there is contingent on a good plan to mitigate such responses. OpenAI has stated that ChatGPT will never be a relationship partner and will continue to be a purpose-driven AI for us humans, which is great, but not great for the rest of these AI companies. ARIA, the AI robot girlfriend that launched last year, worries me about the future relationships of human-to-human connections, because people are most likely to buy a robot girlfriend than have a real one in the next 5 years. What do you think? Do you think this will be normalized? Because it damn does look like it. This video took so long. My name is Helix Herrera. Peace.